I'm going to show you guys my plan of how I'm planning to make a ridiculous sum of money from shorting shit coins and coins that are incredibly overvalued right now, but they're finna drop. I'm just going to show you my game plan and what's worked for me so far, basically. So as you can see, here's one of the coins, the cryptocurrency coins that I've been shorting recently called WIF. If you check it out, and here's another one called DOT. And I have a feeling that a lot of these coins are just like so overvalued that anyone can just trade every single rally that comes. And I'm going to show you the exact strategy that I'm using to actually catch the peak of these rallies and what do you call it, having my best possible fill so I can actually, yeah, fully capitalize on shorting these coins basically. So for example, for .USD, I entered at about 188. Sorry, wrong coin, ladies and gents. 188. I shorted the coin around that area. Now it's down 30% since I shorted it. I closed the position already, but with this one's a crazy one. 32 to 2. No, 32 cents to 20 cents. Insane. And you know what? These coins are just going to continue to drop. 28% dip yet again. So, and I think it's just going to go further and further down. If you see the whole cycle of these coins from their all-time high, they're already down like freaking 94%. This one's down like 97% or something. And yeah, if you just check them all out, they're down massively and they're going to continue to go down. So this is where the plan comes in. This is how we can make generational wealth with not so much money by just shorting these shitty coins. And you don't even need to risk a lot, honestly, to make a lot for these coins. Just use some leverage. Of course, with smart and controlled risk. Hold on. The number one thing I focus on is that I make sure that I have a target of where price might towards. Usually what I do is I just make sure that I have a solid idea of where price can go towards, or like some targets basically for where price is going to reach in the near future for the upcoming weeks and stuff. And then every small rally I see, I try and short it basically. Try and find the nearest resistance and take advantage of the fricks going on. So for example, for Doge, a clear idea of where I see Doge going is down to about these levels right here. And reason for is because we're not in a market where just billions of dollars could be just jumbled up on coins that have no utility basically. And I know like probably some of you guys would be debating about how some of these coins do have some utility in some sort of way, shape, or form, but where the market is right now with geopolitical tensions and what's going on, like as an investor, I don't think most investors wouldn't be comfortable in holding billions of dollars in coins that have no utility, just meme coins. It wouldn't make sense. So I made like a short to the downside coin list of all the coins that I think are really safe to be just continuously shorting. So I'm just gonna stick with my safe bets, honestly. So first off, we gotta know that they're overvalued. So for example, honestly, any cryptocurrency other than Bitcoin and Ethereum is a little bit overvalued in my professional opinion. Don't take advice from me, by the way. These are all quite risky plays if you don't know how to properly manage your risk, in my opinion. As soon as you know which coins are overvalued, you need to have a target. So my target would be, they always usually go back towards the wicks from my observations. So I'd always target wicks to the downside. So for example, these ones, I can bet that they're always going to come back to these. So every time I just see price hitting a resistance of some sort, I'll always try and sell. So for example, the reason how I entered these trades right here with 32. For example, I entered around this zone right here, 32, before this crazy drop right here, which is insane. So we're now on the 1 hour time frame. So the strategy that you normally use is called the hybrid system. made by Tino, Traders Reality. Shout out to that man. He's made me a lot of money. He's taught me a lot about the markets. And basically, the strategy is every time you see a green vector candle, and I'm going to draw this, I'm going to explain this for monkeys to be able to understand what I'm saying. And it's going to be so simplified. It's going to be extremely simplified. So, your coins, we have your Doge / meme coins. Bear with me, ladies and gents. So, what we want to see with all these shitty coins is we want to see it being in a downtrend, of course, overall. And what we want to see is a little pump to the upside, but just enough for there to be high buying volume from regular retail, because retail usually buys the opposite as what smart money would do. So when smart money sees a price, when a price goes up, smart money doesn't buy as it goes up. That's what dumb money does. Dumb money, dumb people, they buy as it goes up, aka right here. Why they buy? Because they trade based on emotions. I'm just gonna put emo to simplify. Actually, no, I'm gonna make this professional, guys. Hold on. Dumb people, they use emotion. They're emotional beings, and this is how they lose all their monies in the markets. And then smart people use systems and strategies and correct risk management, and they use systems, they use strategies, they use correct risk management, and they know probability. They understand probability. So, with that being said, you don't buy as it goes up, and because that's what the money does. So every time you see a meme coin of some sort pumping to the upside very fast, and there's a bunch of buying volume, that's usually where dumb money gets trapped, and that's when smart money is dumping all of the that's where smart money is providing liquidity to regular retail, because you can never, I'm going to simplify this right here, you have no one who sell to. Simplified. All right, yeah, there you go. This is how to short meme coins simplified for baboons. Number one, you can't buy when you have no one to sell to. You have to understand that, because when price goes up, it means that either smart money is always selling as price goes up, because you know why? Smart money wants to sell at a premium, not a discount. Because if you're selling as price goes down, then what's the point? That's kind of like what I'm doing, but I'm catching the fades and catching the rallies. And I'm not here to supply liquidity. I am here to supply liquidity, but just for a very short amount of time to regular retails. So as you see price goes up, smart money will start to sell, sorry. So as they sell, dumb money is going to start buying in. And when dumb money starts to buy in, that's exactly when we should start shorting. So for example, that's how I caught this move right here, because I saw that there was high buying volumes around these zones right here. And you see these high buying volumes with the green or blue candles right here. This is high selling. So as price went up, regular retail was euphoric and they started to buy a bunch. And that's when the market makers, the smart money, they sell to the dumb money. Make sense? Pretty simple. I'm explaining for baboons right now. So for example, the .USD coin also, same jizz, right? Right here. As you can see, there is a ton of people that got trapped here. A lot of liquidity to be tapped into. So guess what? This is where I also DCA'd down. So I had my entry at 180 whatever, but I saw this big pump and I was like, all right, they're going to come back to it at some point. So started shorting. And guess what? It dumped. It's quite simple, actually, if you really think about it. You see price, green vector candle, green high selling volume, pumping towards a resistance to the EMA, to the psychological ranges. It's just going to go down, you know? And same things here. High buying volume. I'm guessing it's high buying volume. Yeah, high buying volume down there. You know, they're going to hit these zones. at some point, especially when we're on a downtrend specifically. And even if you see the chart in a daily time frame, look at this. Oops. Was that right? Look at this. Every single pump to the upside is followed with green candles. Green candles, green candles. Guess what? Smart money is selling. Let me just write it for you. Let me write it for you guys. Smart money is selling right there to dumb people. Dumb people are buying as it goes up. And as soon as it reaches a resistance zone, so for example, over here, it doesn't go over this candle, so it just acts as a resistance. That's when you can start like going heavy on the shorting. You know, and yet again, to catch these exact tops really depend on your strategy. I have my own strategy that has worked for me, and I don't know if I can properly tell you guys exactly how I do it, because we all have different strategies. We know how to work with our strategies in our very specific way. But whatever your idea is on overvalued, you can apply that to every time there's a rally in the markets, to any of these shit coins, short it. 9 out of 10 times. I don't know the probability, honestly. Whatever it is, it's pretty high probability, I've noticed. So take it or not. Don't take it, take it. And these are just going to continue to go down. As you can see, there's a lot of trapped retail. Retails are trapped down there. It's going to dump another 23%, probably. High probability. It doesn't mean it's going to, okay? There's just a high probability. Doge is going to dump 20-30% again. Trump is going to dump, I don't know how many percent. Pepe is going to probably dump also. Oh, this is a really good chart, guys. Honestly, on the daily. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, I found the next coin that I should be shorting. Look at this. Okay, guys. If there's any takeaway, short Pepe. Maybe put your stop loss right about this zone right here. Risk a 70% pump for a 70% dump. 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Is that right? Let me check that out. But as you can see, look at this. The market maker, let's just say Binance, Bybit, whoever the frick your broker is, your crypto broker. When you want to be shorting, when you want to be buying these coins, when regular retail gets euphoric because they see pumps like this, who is going to give them contracts? Freaking Binance, Bybit. But they know 90% of traders are unprofitable. So every time they supply the contracts and they sell their contracts to people that are buying regular retail, they know it's gonna dump. They know how the game. And don't listen to me, guys. I honestly don't have any confidence in teaching these type of things. These are just my realizations and my experience trading the cryptocurrency markets for 5 years now. 5 unprofitable years, 1 profitable year. So yeah, this is just my realization. Trump's gonna probably dump all the way down to these lows right here. Yeah, there's billions of dollars in these coins, guys, or maybe hundreds of millions, and they can be worth zero, literally zero, no joke. And yeah, they can be a little bit of a hype right now, but maybe later on, not so much of a hype. Doge could drop, in my opinion, another freaking a lot of percentage, 80 more percent. So yeah, something that I'd recommend is for sure for all of you guys to check out the meme coin section. $16 billion, $3 billion, $1 billion meme core. What the heck is that? I've never heard of that ever. So what else do we have? We have Floki, good chart. Put Pengu, really good chart. Fart coin, $200 million in market cap. $200 million in a fart coin, guys. Who is putting their money in this? It's gonna dip. It's gonna go down. What's a better chart than this? It's all gonna touch base. And maybe one day it will go to new all-time highs. I don't know. I don't care. But the point is we can take advantage of what's right in front of us right now, basically. So yeah, that's honestly it. And the only things I wouldn't be shorting that heavily is Bitcoin and Ethereum. And they are also, I think, going to dip a little bit more. It is extreme fears. So don't listen to me, guys. But these candles right here, the green candles, are good representations of where price could be going towards in the near future. And yeah, so far, that's been my logic. And let's see if we have anything else to say. Oh yeah, and it's also really good for you guys to correlate Bitcoin and Ethereum's price action towards these meme coins price action. So if you see Bitcoin and Ethereum reaching, like, I don't know, a resistance, and you check out the altcoins, because if the major coins are hitting resistance, there's a big chance that the shitty coins are also hitting a resistance. So that's just another way for you to learn to catch the top when it comes to these shitty coins. So, and another good way is just to make sure you a good, like, good room, a stop loss room, good enough stop loss room. When you do this, don't go so heavy. I think start with small money and slowly build your way up. And make sure you have pretty decent amount of stop loss size. Yeah, that's all, honestly. I hope there was a few takeaways on this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, for now I am short on meme coins, but maybe one day that will change. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video.